Rob Rosenberger here for VMyths. That's VMYTHS.com. Truth about computer security hysteria. I'm heading off to my gun safe, which is a few miles down the road from me, so I can load up on extra firearms because of this new BadUSB attack that's been running rampant throughout the world. The cybersecurity experts at Black Hat and DEF CON have been alerted about it, and they are so afraid of this thing that it is not funny. Now, BadUSB is literally the worst thing to come along for computing that has ever really been. And let me tell you the short story. Basically, if somebody has a malicious keyboard or a malicious mouse and they plug it into your computer itself will become infected. And your computer is not going to be able to stop this keyboard or this mouse because it's automatically going to become infected. Now, this is horrible because every computer that takes a USB, whether it's Apple or, hang on a second here, I'm looking for traffic. Whether it's an Apple computer or whether it's an IBM or whether it's a Dell or a Gateway, it's just horrible. And a Dell computer will accept a keyboard from an Apple, and a Gateway computer will accept a Northgate keyboard. And there's just all these horrible things. And good grief, if one of those mice was to get on there, I forget the name of the Logitech mice or whatever they are, but those things could really, they could damage your computer. It really could be down. It's horrifying to think of what this is. Now, this BadUSB is much different from the U3 attack of 2007. The U3 attack of 2007 was where you could make a malicious USB device and you could plug it into a computer and it would automatically become infected. Other than the fact that it's a malicious USB device and it can automatically infect your computer, they're totally different because the BadUSB is far more recent. It's the most recent USB attack that we've ever seen. And that's coming out wrong. Hang on a second here. I got to pull up to a street light. I really don't want to be like yelling at you because these people probably would think that I'm a freak unless they saw me wearing a headset. But I can't wear the headset because guess what? It's a USB headset. I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, look, I'm already in conversations with my congressman and with my two senators, and I'm trying to set up legislation that will do the same thing that we did with those $40 TV conversion boxes if you wanted to watch digital television on an analog computer. What we're going to do is we're going to simply buy back at the government level all of the computers in the United States. We're going to take them all, and I'm going to nominate the NSA to pick up all these hard disks because I'm sure that if anybody could make sure that they aren't infected, it'd be the NSA. But we're going to buy up all of the computers, anything that has a USB on it, whether it's your phone or your laptop or your netbook or your iPad or your Z-Pad or anything like that. If it's got a USB device, we've got to get it away from you, and we've got to give you some new equipment that doesn't have a USB device. Now, I've thought about the NSA doing this because the NSA is actually a military organization that falls under the Department of Defense, and the Department But those could be infected. I had this all worked out. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you have a touch screen on your iPad or your Z-Pad or your cell phone or something like that, then you're safe. Don't plug anything USB into it, especially not a USB keyboard or a USB mouse, because they can be malicious, including the ones that we don't know about, because there could be a zero-day exploit that the CIA or the NSA or the KGB, or actually that's the FSB these days, or Mossad or Hamas or ISIS, which I don't even know what that stands for. But anyway, if they've got your USB connectors all infected with things, then oh my God, your computer could already be infected. Stay in character, Rob. Stay in character. But your computer could be infected, and just unplug your keyboard and don't use the keyboard, use your touch screen. Now, if you don't have a touch screen, I had this all worked out. Hang on. All right, I'm almost at my gun safe. So I have to keep looking. It's a secret entrance. I hope it's open. Actually, I hope it's don't open. Anyway, but BadUSB is bad. I mean, it is the ultimate. Oh my God, other people are here. Well, that means other people are in the safe. Good. But BadUSB is horrifying technology, and there's no solution for it except for the government to buy out all of our computers. I mean, they have to. There's no other solution. We're going to have to, in the meantime, go get some epoxy from Ace Hardware and epoxy all of your USB ports to make sure that you don't get infected by BadUSB. I'm cool. I have to get rid of a lot of stuff, man. I have to go down to Sprint and I have to get a new phone. I don't know if they sell those old Nokia phones, but I'm going to find out. I'm Rob Rosenberger for VMyths. That's VMyths.com. Truth about computer security hysteria. Be there or be scared. You see? I told you I had to go get guns.